What is up, Sagittarius? This is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot, as well as some astrology predictions. I will scatter the astrology all the way through this reading. We're going to go over the challenges as well as the blessings that you can expect for this week. Welcome, guys. This is my YouTube channel. My name is Michelle. For those of you who are just finding me, thank you for clicking on the channel and giving me a chance. This is your reading, so I'm going to describe energies to you, but use them how they resonate in your life. Like, apply them the way that they resonate. And maybe you resonate more with your sun sign or your moon sign or your rising sign. And I do all 12 zodiac signs. So take your pick of whatever one really resonates with you. There's always an extended reading that I hope that you'll join me for. And I will attach the links all over the place so that you can easily find them. They'll be in the top of the comment section. I'll attach them at the top of the description box. And I'll even attach it above here on the video so that you can click right on it and continue the message with me. So I'll see you there. Astrology Motivation is my second YouTube channel. That's right. So I have two YouTube channels, and I do daily tarot card readings and live chats on Astrology Motivation. So hopefully you'll be able to check me out over there as well. And as far as right now, let's just dive in. The astrology is actually pretty straightforward, and it's intense. I mean, Jupiter at this point is in Aries basically this week, and so what that's going to give you is a bum rush of energy. That's a huge transit. Jupiter was retrograded all the way back into Pisces. It's been in Pisces for a while, and now it's direct, number one, and number two, it is in Aries. So what does that mean? It means energy. It means pure fire. It means vivaciousness and vitality, but it could also mean for you guys impulsivity. It could mean throwing yourself in head first. Now, and a lot of times if you think about youth, that's how you get it done, but it also could be how you really injure yourself. So every blessing has its own variation of the curse, right? Everything is double-sided. So just know that the consistency is that your energy levels will be up again. You will feel more optimistic because you have energy back again. There is a vitality, and there also is an intensity. You want to make progress. And so this is a blessing in and of itself. Now, there are some things that are slowing you down. In the beginning of the week, there is a square to Venus, which means there could be challenges or complications when it comes to your finance or your relationships for a myriad of different reasons, and probably that intensity is adding to it. So whatever little things you might be dealing with could become much larger, is what I'm just letting you know. Later on in this week, after the new moon, which is actually very cleansing and clarifying for all of us, there is a change. The square goes from Venus to the sun, and Jupiter square the sun is you know, it could be good, it could be bad. It's once again an intensification of that Jupiterian energy, which wants to just keep expanding. And since Jupiter is in Aries and it's already on fire and expanding and blowing off a lot of fire, that square to the sun could just mean boom, combustion, explosion, just completely. Things getting even out of your hand because of your energy levels. Does this mean that you're more prone to arguments? I don't know. It can. It could also mean that you're more prone to progress and getting things done. There is just a sense of take your time and know that the energy levels are going to be that high, and that is a blessing and it is beautiful. But it can also be, things can also get out of hand really quickly, especially the fact that Jupiter is in Aries. I would watch any kind of injury or injury to your ego, you know, the way you see yourself in your head. It may not be what other people meant to say. But once again, this is also a great time, because your confidence is high, to go out and take those chances. Chances as in things that really matter to you, things that you really believe in. I'm not talking about risks, like the stupid risks, like throwing yourself off a cliff with the first time you ever fucking skydive. No, stupid. That's dumb. That could be what really gets you into trouble. But if something matters to you, it's really important to you, and you've already put a lot of effort and energy into it, this is going to be the perfect time to push yourself forward, because you will have the energy, you will have the stick-to-itiveness, and you'll have the confidence. There is a semi-square to Uranus still, which means things can feel like they're being forced on you, or you could feel like changes are like you don't have much of a choice. I can tell you right now, that's the universe trying to redirect you, and you should trust it. Trust it, and trust, as long as you keep an open heart to what the universe is telling you, Sagittarius, into the direction that it is asking you to go, then actually all that energy, you'll know that that energy is being put in a good way. In fact, I would say that that's a good indicator of whether or not your explosiveness is going to go well or going to go poorly. Is, are you listening to the universe? Are you listening to where it is trying to push you, or the changes it's trying to introduce you to? Because all of these things are extremely important, and if you listen, then your energy is going to be put in the right place. So let's get deeper into the cards to see exactly how this all plays out this week, right? We have time for a beginner mind. This already tells me there's some stubbornness because it's in reverse, which means that there is like, I don't want something new, or I'm not ready, which is a little bit more fair. The sense of, you're not ready. You're not ready, or you feel vulnerable. You feel like your vulnerable underbelly is being exposed in ways that you don't like. And what I have to say is this: the new moon will offer some clarity this week for you guys. Let me say this. From an objective perspective, everything that is being forced on you isn't bad. You know, when we're kids, we're forced to eat our vegetables. That's because it's good for you. If we were kids and we just choose to keep eating what we wanted, we would lose all of our teeth would fall out, and we would be diabetic by the age of 10, because most kids would only want to eat sweets or good tasting stuff and hamburgers and stuff. And that's not right. That's not good, right? So a lot of what's feeling like it's being forced on you is an emotional reaction to something that is actually just trying to help you out. And I know that that's the last thing that anybody wants to hear, but it's definitely something that you need to hear, to be aware that the universe is not actually against you. It is definitely trying to help you to change in ways that will make you healthier, will lead you back to health. And know that is not always easy, but it is always worth it. So with this energy, it's going to complicate things. Jupiter and Aries, they want to be impulsive, right? They don't want to think of long term. Jupiter is one of the few planets right now that's not in Capricorn. It doesn't want to wait. These clashes with Venus, which is your relationship or your finances or how you value things, the clashes may be because they're not coming instantaneously. They're not coming fast enough for you. And that's the problem, is that things that are built quick are not built to last. And the challenge of Jupiter and Aries, and challenges make us stronger, but the challenge of Jupiter and Aries is simply this: wait, calming yourself down, letting yourself be able to commit long term, or know that things aren't going to happen overnight. Jupiter and Aries doesn't want to hear that. You know, it's pure fire. It doesn't want to wait at all. It's completely forward focused and it's exploding. So once again, it's beautiful energy if you can still stay tethered, especially through faith, to the fact that it's like seeing that even the slow moving progress is little mini explosions, and that things are happening and they are moving forward, and you're doing what you can. You could feel this as a very internal struggle, right? You could feel this as people are forcing me to do things that I don't want to do, and I'm not ready for this. And that's valid. That's a valid point. So you go as slow as you need to go, even if things are feeling like they're exploding all around you, as long as you're taking 1 step a day, 2 steps a day. That is really what you need to focus on right now, and put all that energy that Jupiter and Aries is going to give you into each step that you take. And then you know it's a step of integrity. So there is definitely beautiful ways to make this energy work. But you're not ready for something. You just weren't ready for it. There's something here that I feel completely exposed. I feel completely vulnerable. That's, once again, not a confirmation that something bad is happening. It is an emotional reaction to not being ready, to not being prepared, or not having complete control over all that you're dealing with right now, okay? But then we also have time to let go, which is telling me that there is some deep pain that you are not letting go of, that is stuck inside of you and that is still hurting you. So part of this is this. Part of you're feeling exposed is because you still feel so much pain and you're still dealing with so much stress and so much trauma. Now that you know that you're dealing with it, you can start looking at it, and you can start one step at a time, chipping away at it. That is where I would definitely suggest that you use this beautiful healing and renewing energy of Aries, because Aries is a new start. Aries is, once again, born again. It's the beginning of the zodiac. So you, Jupiter, your ruling dignitary, has just started over again. So this could be like a rebirth for you. That pain that you're feeling is all the suffering and that has happened to you while everything was being thrown at you in Pisces. This is where you're able to dry off all that water and let it burn off and feel like yourself again and regain your vitality. But this week is all about letting it burn off and realizing it and seeing it. I don't think this is bad. I think this is actually very beautiful, because according to your comments, you guys have been struggling a lot. There's been a lot going on with Sagittarius this year, and I get it. I totally understand. This is going to actually offer you the opportunity. This energy is going to offer you the vitality that you really haven't had in a while to feel strong again. Let's go to the next card. Magic works through you. So this is a very personal, deep healing that you're experiencing and going through right now. This is Cancer energy. This is fourth house energy. So it could have to do with deep healing or transitioning that you're going through regarding your family. It's also growing. It's also growing up. It's saying that yes, you have been put through the fire. It was a maturing mechanism. It was something to change you, to make you different, that you're not actually supposed to have stayed the same. Magic works through you is also a sense of you giving, you making something or creating something. Let's get further into that. This and that are true, which is a little bit ambiguous actually. It's almost like maybe you're creating a bridge to help understand two different sides of things. That could be at home. Are you building a home? Are you creating a new home? Is there a transition to your home? Because this would suggest that there is, that you're going from your childhood home into a home of your creation, or that you are the center of your home, and that every time you change, or the changes that are happening to you, are actually going to impact everyone around you. And then we have clear out the clutter. So wherever you are and wherever you're living, this is a good time and a good way to put your energy to fruitful task this week, is to get rid of shit you don't need. Like, now is the time. Part of why you are still holding on to these memories, or that you're not able to let them go, is because you're holding on to things that are reminding you, and those things are not helping you. They're not. The suggestion from the cards is to get rid of it, to clear it out, to take what you used to have and what you've accumulated and what you've held on to, especially if you're a collector, and start selling it or getting rid of it and making future out of the past. That's what it's saying. And you can start this with actual physical things. I can feel in some of you, there's already an emotional reaction of, no, I want to hold this forever. I want to keep this forever. That is helping you hurt yourself. I'm just letting you know what the cards say. Whether or not you're ready, I don't know. And you can leave the comments below. Feel free to let me know. But that is what the universe is trying to encourage you to do, is to take this physical stuff, this physical representation of whatever it is that has hurt you, even if it wasn't malicious, even if it was just pain of losing somebody. Take that physical stuff and give it away and let it go and take that first step into this new world that you are in. Though I do understand, and the astrology supports, that you are absolutely feeling forced to do something like that. So there may be some tension in your home right now because people are trying to force you to give away or push you into doing something that you're not yet ready to let go of. So that is the primary. But I do want to help you understand that people are just really trying to help you. It's just that they have to also listen to you, correct? They have to listen to what you're ready for and what you're capable of at this time. And that is absolutely true. Let's get into some, well, I want to get a moon card here because moon is very important. Let's see how this new moon is going to impact you, Sagittarius. We have conclusions are within reach, so you're going to get the answers that you need. This is also a sense, oh, there's a lot that came out. So there's a lot of emotion here. We have conclusions are within reach, which is endings, finishing something out, or that's what a conclusion is. You know that your commitment is being tested. Oh, I see. It's almost like you feel in some ways like the finality of something is testing how committed you are to that something. But there does seem to be a lapse in, okay, I'm just going to say this. Yeah, you're asking to end something that you want to continue. That's the challenge. The answers you need are coming. So this is Gemini energy, which is in communications and information. So communication and information is coming into you. Bring love into the situation, especially with friendship, especially allow people to love you. This is going to be key to how you use this energy. If you use it to destroy yourself or if you use it to renew yourself and rebirth yourself. And the toggle point here, the difference between the two is that you believe people love you. Is that you know people want to help you out and you trust your friends and you allow them, you allow you to grab their hand as they reach out for you instead of slapping it away and saying, I'm not ready. That's the difference. That's the difference. And hold your vision. So this is coming into the future of maintenance of what you believe in or what you know to be true. And once again, that could be also a very, very good thing. I just feel that there's an emotional component here that you're holding on to something that is toxic for you to hold on to, and that you have pledged a loyalty to something that should have ended. But you felt like the ending was forced on you, and so you still want it to continue, and you're insisting that you're going to continue to be loyal to it, even though it doesn't actually exist anymore, at least not the way that you expected it to exist. So this is complicated. This is complex. And yes, this should take time. And like I said, you can't force yourself to do anything that you're not ready to do. And I understand that completely. But talking and speaking to your friends and telling them how you feel and listening to friends or people who love you and allowing them to speak back without the judgment of, you don't understand me, you don't get me. Believe me, that's not true. I can tell you right now, they do love you. You are loved. You are loved and you are protected 100%. Now, maybe this isn't you. Maybe you are dealing with somebody like this. And so the insight I can give you, Sagittarius, now is that this person is just going through some major trauma. I mean, and there's only so much that they can do. And there's only so much you can do for them. So focus on what you can do. Focus on where you can move your life. You're going to have a lot of energy. So if you have dreams and goals, this is the time to go for them. And if somebody's left behind, it's not because you left them behind. It is because they aren't ready yet, and that's okay. Be there, move forward, and they will meet you when they're ready on their own time. And sometimes that's just something we have to accept. Okay, Sagittarius, details, some more details. I don't want to depress y'all because this isn't actually a depressing reading. It may be a sobering one. It may be like more mature, but this is actually quite beautiful because look at, hold your vision. Continue to believe in your future. Continue to believe because there actually is a beautiful future here. And you have a lot to look forward to. I'm looking at this card in the future. Like keep your vision focused on the future. The future, the future, the future is where you want to point yourself to have the least amount of strain and the least amount of complications for this week. Ace of Wands, this is a new start. This is a new beginning. It's a new idea. It's a new inspiration. Trust it. Yes, this has something to do with work or responsibilities that you've taken on. And it's feeling like a burden, right? But keep going. Keep going. It's saying that's your direction to the future. In fact, this extra work could actually be the tether that you need to be able to channel that energy into positive momentum instead of letting it explode all around you. Let's go into the extended so we can get deeper. I'll see you guys there.